Number three, so understand the real data needs that your customers have. So in a perfect world, data would be open and flow freely across applications instantly. It'd be updated in both places. There would be no latency. There'd be no ETL. We have all these API standards that everyone's going to be using, but that is not the reality of where we live today. Integrations have to live within the confines of not only the data models and the technical environment that you have, but also that of your partner systems. So that means that you could be encountering data access limits, throughput bottlenecks, inconsistent coverage across different types of endpoints. Maybe there's webhooks for some and not for others, et cetera. And those limitations can mean that all the data in all the places updated instantly is not a realistic expectation. If you are thinking about building an integration that is syncing transactions or historic data in any way, it's easy to say like, yeah, we'll just sync every transaction since the beginning of time, because then the customers will be happy and there will be no need to ever go back. And it's like a very straightforward thing to be syncing all of that data. However, do you really need 30 years of sales order history? Do you really need 200,000 customer records when there's only 30,000 that have been active in the last 5 years? Or would it be sufficient to allow your customers just to have historic data for the last 5 years or 10 years, or allow them to filter the type of data that they're interested in getting into your system? All of these things will make the integration more bulletproof because it's not trying to sync data from the beginning of time that you may never need. It'll also save your system from having to store all of that erroneous data for no reason, and it will make using your system even easier. Plus, syncing billions of records will almost always take a long time, even if you have bulk endpoints, maybe your partner doesn't, or vice versa. It's really just challenging to do really large syncs. And I have definitely seen folks that have let syncs run for many hours, sometimes days, to try to get all of that data into one system, inevitably to find out that it failed somewhere in there, having to wipe the whole thing and start over. I would then bring it back to the question, like, do you really need all of that data? Because if your customers only really need or only care about the last 5 years, 10 years, whatever, there's no reason for you to be storing that and putting yourself through that crazy exercise of trying to get all that synced over.